Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a great day today. Today's video is just going to go through all the products that I bought this year and all the products that I finished up this year, makeup specifically. If you guys have been keeping up with my makeup inventory update, I have been keeping track of that, keeping track of all the additions and subtractions to my collection this past year. I know my collection in general has increased. A lot of that has been from PR. I know it's decreased a bit. A lot of that has been from just declutters in general. So I specifically wanted to talk about the products that I bought and the products that I finished up completely. It can be kind of hard to keep track of that, but the spreadsheet has really helped me, and I just wanted to go through everything and show you guys exactly what I finished up and exactly what I bought this year. Starting off strong at the beginning of January, I bought 4 things from Giorgio Armani. This was specifically for a full face of Giorgio Armani that I was doing as a celebration of my 3-year anniversary on YouTube, because my first video on YouTube was a full face of M Cosmetics. So I bought the Luminous Silk Glow Liquid Bronzer, which not my favorite product, but it was $48, so I still have it. I bought the Giorgio Armani eye tint, which I think is okay. I've purchased the Prisma Glass Lip Gloss from Giorgio Armani. Not my absolute favorite formula either, but it's pretty. Like, I like it. Is it worth $38? Unsure. And the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Concealer, which is one of my favorite concealers. It looks so good. So hits and misses there. All of that combined was probably, what is that, 50, 40, 90 plus 2 more 40s, plus 80, 90 plus 80. That was like $150, $160, 150, 90 plus 80, $170. I can math, I promise. So that was a lot of money to spend for one video, and I didn't even love all of those, so I regret that maybe a little bit, but I did purchase them. I still have all of those products. Products that I finished up. At the beginning of February, I finished up the Refy Gloss Highlighter. This was just a little mini sample size of it, but I did finish it up, which is really cool because I'm not a huge highlighter person. This was a little mini, like I said, but glad that I finished it up. I also finished up my Kosas Cloud Set in the shade Cushiony. Again, not my favorite powder, but I did finish it up. That is something that I am really proud of. I also finished up a little mini size of the Drunk Elephant Be Goldie Drops. Again, not my favorite product, but I'm glad that I finished it up. In March, I purchased 4 things. 3 of them are the Sachu Peel Off Lip Liner. I bought a set on Ulta during one of their sales. So each of these ended up being around $5 because I think the set was half off. I have since decluttered one of the shades, the shade Pink, but in general, I bought 3 new lip liners, and I also bought the Benefit Flora Tint also during that same Ulta sale, and I've already decluttered that. So I did not like the formula of that. That one was not nearly as good as the original Benetint. So all of those things, with 2 of them being purchases that I've already decluttered, I do kind of regret that, but I am really happy about the other 2 lip liners that I bought. Those have stayed in my collection for quite a while. In April, 2 products that I finished up were both mascaras. I finished up the Tower 28 Make Waves mascara and the Ramond Hand All Fix mascara. Both of those are great if you have super stubborn Asian lashes like me. The Tower 28 is really good for like a Western beauty mascara. It doesn't super hold up my curls, but it's good enough for what I need. And then the Ramond Hand All Fix mascara has been my tried and true. I've purchased that so many times. It's one of my absolute favorite mascaras. Also in April, I purchased 4 different things. The first thing was the Tower 28 Get Set Blur and Set Matte Blush. I actually really like that blush. I've been using it a lot. I purchased a new Ramond Hand All Fix mascara. I don't think that's such a bad thing. This was like right when the tariffs hit, so I made a really big order on YesStyle and just bought a bunch of backups of that mascara because I love it so much and I needed it in my collection. I bought Freck Noir probably during the Sephora sale if I had to guess, because I love faux freckles. I have been loving faux freckles for a while, so that is just like replacing the one that I finished up last year. I also bought the Laneige Glaze Craze Tinted Polypeptide Lip Serum. Also amazing, honestly, really liked that formula. Use it all the time and it smells really nice and the applicator is really plush, so not a purchase that I regret. In May, I bought the Laneige Glowy Lip Balm in the taro milk tea scent because I couldn't resist. I love taro milk tea. That's my go-to order whenever I go get boba. I just love that, and I love the Laneige Lip Glowy Balm formula. I also picked up the little sample size of the Danessa Meyers Exploring Balm Powder. I didn't spend money on this. This was actually like a points purchase from Sephora, but I did have that in my collection. In June, I actually finished up 4 different products. So in June, I finished up the Glossier Perfecting Skin Tint through my Project Pan. I also finished up the Essence All About Matte Fixing Compact Powder, also in my Project Pan, and the e.l.f. Cosmetics Grip Primer plus Power Grip Primer plus 4% niacinamide, also in my Project Pan, and the In Beauty Project Mystery Glazed Lip Oil, also from my Project Pan. So that was a really good streak of finished products there. I'm really happy with that. It's really nice like seeing that happen. All of those products are in my empties bin. I do like all of them. I'm glad that I was able to finish all of them. In July, I purchased 3 products, and those products are all from Viv. I think they were having a birthday sale, something of that effect, and I purchased the Skin Nova Complexion Balm, which I do really like. I purchased the Modern Lip Definer in the shade Rumor. Again, really love that formula, and the shade Rumor is also right up my alley. I've been really enjoying that shade. And I also purchased the Powder in the shade Miss Figgy, which I was hesitant about when I purchased it, but honestly, I've really been liking it. The formula is really comfortable on the lips. The shade is like slightly more orange than I would typically go for, but I think in the summer that shade is absolutely stunning. I'm happy that I picked it up, but those are purchases that I made this year, so maybe not too happy, but also happy. In September, I actually finished up a lot of products. In September, I finished up the Kosas Tinted Air Brow. I also finished up the Surratt Releve Mascara, the Glossier Boy Brow, the Tower 28 Swipe On Serum Concealer, and the Merit Shade Slick in the shade Mapleton. The brow and mascara products were not in my Project Pan, but they were just products that I used up naturally. I think those are really good products, and I'm glad that I finished them up. The Tower 28 Concealer and the Merit Shade Slick were both in my Project Pan. I do really like those. I'm really excited that I was able to finish those up and get some of those products out of my collection with using them up fully. Purchased one thing in September, and that was the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes Nature Palette. Honestly, I think this palette is stunning. I do really like it. I don't regret it at all. I've been using it a lot since getting it, and I think it's like just the perfect everyday neutrals palette. I love the shimmers in there. They're so pretty. They look wet on the eyes. The green and the pop of like burgundy in there, purple in there, is also really pretty. I think that's stunning. I'm glad that I purchased it. I also purchased the Coco Kind Ceramide Lip Blur Balm. Again, this was purchased at Ulta when there was a sale. I did end up decluttering it already just because it's unscented. The formula is really good, but I wanted there to be a scent, and so I just decluttered it. I have a ton of lip balms in my collection. The Ceramide Lip Blur Balm is going to go to someone who deserves it, loves it, but that is maybe a little bit of a regret purchase there. And then for the last Sephora sale, I believe the only thing I purchased during the Sephora sale that was makeup related, hold on, let me pull up my Sephora account, was the Glossier Cloud Paint Plush Blush in the shade Float, which I've really been liking. That is the blush that I wore today. It's kind of faded a little bit just because it is now 7:30 and I've had this makeup on for 12 hours, but that blush has been stunning. I love the texture of it. The shade is stunning. It blends so seamlessly. And I also picked up the Edam Le Chou Chou Exfoliating and Softening Peptide Lip Balm, which smells divine. I really like that formula as well. I feel like it's very nourishing on my lips. So those are the 2 things that I purchased in October. It was October 31st because of the Sephora sale. I honestly don't think I did that bad. Let's count these up, shall we? So I purchased 21 makeup products this past year, and I used up 14 makeup products. Hello. Sorry for kind of the bad lighting. I am just editing this video and I filmed this video before updating my inventory through my project pan. So I actually finished up 4 more products since the end of what I kept track of in my project in my makeup inventory, and that is the e.l.f. Cream Glide Lip Liner in the shade Baddest Beige that I finished in November. I also finished up the Summer Fridays Sheer Skin Tint in the shade 4 in my December update. I also finished the Vive Lip Dew, the little mini travel size that I had in the December update. And lastly, I finished the e.l.f. Prime and Stay finishing powder in the shade light medium. So that is a total of 18 products that I finished up completely, and I bought 21 products during this year. So I honestly think that's not that bad, especially with these numbers that I have included from the couple of recent project pan updates, obviously bringing in more than I finished, but overall I think that it's a really close, like, 1-to-1 ratio. Definitely still room for improvement. Like, I should be finishing more than I am buying, but we're getting there. It is a slow and steady progress, but we are getting there. We are making improvements to our buying habits, or at least my buying habits. So back to current Viv. Yes, I bought more than I used up, but that's still not like the worst thing in the world. That ratio could have been way different. I'm not trying to make excuses here. I know that I purchased a lot of makeup. I know that I've decluttered a lot of makeup. I am a little upset at some of the Giorgio Armani products that I purchased just because I don't love them and they were very, very expensive. Some of them I definitely could have thought a little bit more through, but overall, I do feel like I haven't purchased too much and I am still using at a pretty steady pace. Again, I'm not trying to make excuses here. I know that I have issues. I am just trying to keep myself accountable with my consumption. I don't think that buying is necessarily a bad thing. I just think that buying things thoughtfully is a good idea. So that's what I've been trying to do. I'm not always perfect at it, as you can see, but I have been trying to be better. I'm glad that I have the spreadsheet to track my spending habits and my makeup usage habits. It really puts into perspective how long things actually take to use up. But in general, I know I could be better. I have never claimed to be a minimalist. I am just trying to hold myself accountable and try not to over consume. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.